Mirdita dhe mirë se keni ardhur, i nderuari kryeministër, e nderuara ministre Qitoku, ministra Stavileci, Agani, Beçaj, Nikaj, zëvendës ministra, të nderuar përfaqësues të komunitetit të donatorëve që i keni dhënë respekt dhe kohën e duhur projekteve të komunës së Gjakovës, të nderuar përfaqësues të institucioneve lokale, i nderuar komandanti i policisë, të nderuar përfaqësues të shoqërisë civile, të nderuar përfaqësues të komunitetit të biznesit. Pa prezencën, interesimin dhe vëmendjen tuaj, kjo konferencë nuk do të kishte karakterin që e ka sot. Prandaj, ju faleminderit gjithëve deri në këtë pikë për përkrahjen e vazhdueshme dhe besimin që e keni për komunën e Gjakovës. Kjo konferencë sot dhe nesër synon t'i adresoj disa prej pikave kryesore dhe mangësive të cilat kanë mbetë prej sistemeve të mëhershme, po gjithashtu edhe prej mungesës së projekteve që aktualisht i duhen komunës së Gjakovës, po dhe disa komunave tjera në nivel Kosovës. Ajo çfarë ne dëshirojmë të bëjmë me këtë konferencë ka dy karaktere. Karakteri i parë është i asaj të tregojmë se pushteti lokal ka kompetencë dhe ka mundësi që të arrijë në zhvillimin e duhur. Vendimarrja dhe demokracia duhet të vijë deri në nivelin që secili qytetar ta kuptojë se kemi mundësi të bëjmë më shumë. Dhe e dyta është që të kthejmë fokusin dhe vëmendjen e donatorëve te ato projekte që ne i konsiderojmë prioritare, duke nxitur nga një zhvillim dhe nga një vizion për një zhvillim të mirëfillt dhe të qëndrueshëm në këtë rast për komunën e Gjakovës. Duke dashur t'i respektoj gjithë përfaqësuesit e agjencive zhvillimore, ambasadorën e Francës, ambasadorët dhe zëvendës ambasadorët e vendeve tjera, do ta vazhdoj prezantimin në gjuhën angleze në mënyrë që mesazhi im të shkojë drejt për drejt pa ndërmjetësues për donatorët. Our vision for Gjakova. First of all, let me welcome you in original language. Welcome to Gjakova municipality. We hope that you find your stay here enjoyable, and there's a lot of reasons for you to come back to the municipality of Gjakova. Our vision for development of Gjakova. Developed, digital, green municipality with highly educated people and cultural diversity. Main objectives of our vision, of course, is to have much more economically developed municipality, which is based in digital city, in green and protection of environment, have high educational values, which Gjakova used to have years and decades before, and also use all the cultural diversity and cultural heritage that we possess. This conference is about bridging the gap between our vision for Gjakova and current situation or the reality on the ground of Gjakova. Demographic-wise, Gjakova is a municipality located southwest in Kosovo with a population of the latest census of 94,556 inhabitants, with ethnicity of majority Albanian, 87,000, and Egyptian, 5,000, Ashkali, 600, Roma, 700, Bosniak, 73, Serb, Turk, and Gora. Municipality area is 586 square kilometers. History of Gjakova. Gjakova as a municipality or as a town became known in books and facts in the 16th century. It's well-known fact that there has been international writers or travelers who have passed through Gjakova, and what they've kept distinguished from Gjakova is the Hadu Mosque, which was followed by following objects: Mektep library, public bath, or hammam as it is known, in which we have it well-named Hani Harachis, and also some shops. Industry highlights of Gjakova became known in 18th century, and they started with gunsmithery, so we go back that time, silversmith, copper dishes, tinsmith, etc. However, Gjakova started developing further on in textile. It was well known in 19th century that in the municipality of Gjakova you could find two types of tailors. Tailors who would tail for the high class or the most rich one, and tailors who were tailing for the lower class or the poor part of the society. In addition to that, the development of tanners, carpenters, ornaments, etc. was also well known for Gjakova. What we can say further is that Gjakova, as Prime Minister distinguished, had its glory days. Glory days of Gjakova were after the World War II. They started in 1970s all the way to the end of 1980s. What we can say is that Gjakova was one of the most industrialized municipalities. This is a fact that still up to this day keeps Đakovac really in a situation of being depressed for who we were before and what's the situation currently. We've been center of manufacturing, trade, and culture. Approximately 24,000 people were employed, not only from Đakova, but also from surrounding municipalities. So all of the industries that were deriving from Đakova could not find enough employees here. So we had employees coming from municipality of Rahovec, municipality of Mališeva, or Dečani, a situation that today we can only dream of. Export value of enterprises at the best times for Đakova, only the export from Đakova municipality on an annual basis was reaching approximately 120 million euros converted from that time. Đakova was also well known for educational value. Some of the main or the brightest minds of Đakova were the one that founded University of Pristina. Out of 5 rectors that led University of Pristina from when it was founded until late 1980s, out of 5, 2 were from Đakova municipality. It's a well-known fact as well that Đakova was one of the most damaged municipalities during the war. The war in Kosovo had left Đakova with severe damages. War started intensively in 1998, the spring and summertime, and continued all the way to the liberation in June of 1999. Out of the devastation of the war, Đakova ended having 1,654 burned houses and 600 stores only in town, with in addition of 3,500 stores that were burned or damaged in the village or rural area. Close to 1,000 people were killed only in the municipality of Đakova, out of which 726 were missing. Half of those were found. So this is the fact that everyone should keep in mind when thinking of Đakova and the current depression of the situation there is, because of the huge devastation during the war. The estimation of the damages in the industry of Đakova from the war, this is only the physical damages of the buildings, not counting here the trade value or the market value, amount to 150 million euros damages to the industry. What's the current socioeconomic situation? We have an unemployment that reaches up to 60%, specifically is more distinguished among the youth. Undefined status of former SOEs left Đakova with a quite heavy burden since the end of the war. Internal migration rate, only from the municipality of Đakova, it's an estimation of from 1,000 to 1,500 people that migrate either to Albania or to Pristina and other places for better opportunities, for educational opportunities or jobs. We still don't have a well-established private sector, it's quite poor. But then what's most important and what is most the riskiest part is the educational level has dropped compared to the Kosovo level. From a municipality that used to be a leader in the Kosovo level, Đakova today lags from the average of Kosovo level. Except from the low secondary education, which we are above the level of Kosovo, from 25.6% as the Đakova level, the Republic of Kosovo is 23%. All other elements, Đakova is lower than the average of the Kosovo education. Infrastructure, out of what we could estimate, out of 100 kilometers of roads infrastructure within the town of Đakova, we still have 30% of the roads still unpaved. When it comes to the main or basic infrastructure, 41 villages of Đakova municipality out of 81 have no access to drinking water. 12 of them are in process, which is disputed with municipality of Unic. The project is ongoing. 80% of population in town have access to sewage, and about only 50% of population have access to sewage in the rural area. So we're talking really basic infrastructure that is missing in the municipality of Đakova. The status of SOEs, socially owned enterprises or shareholding companies, as we call it in Đakova. Out of 45 enterprises, only 18 have been privatized. In disputed process are 21. Recognized privatization or shareholding transformation have been only in 2, Electromotori and Dugagini, and waiting special chamber of Supreme Court are 4. So it's mandatory that there is a decision on Đakova socially owned or joint stock companies from the central level, from Kosovo Privatization Agency and the government of Kosovo. Because if the situation continues the same, then we will definitely not be able to use the potential that we have for further development. When we talk about potential, 60,000 square meters, we have covered industrial space that can be used. Probably with modifications, because there's still a need to invest in them, but they're there. So we have no need to actually establish or build factories in rural areas, in a agricultural land, but we have those as well established in all exits of towns of Jakova. You can see the abandoned spaces because of situation, as I explained a little bit earlier. The great potential will be presented with free economic zone. I thank Prime Minister for the announcement that soon the government of Kosovo will bring decision on the free economic zone. That's very important, alongside, as I said, with the resolution of the status of socially owned or joint stock companies. Ecozone that will be presented, that Jakova as a municipality in border area has a borderline, a length of 51 kilometers with Albania, 11 villages alongside the border with Albania, with huge potential to be transferred in the ecozone. And of course the airport of Jakova that we hope will be given under concession within the calendar year of 2014. On the economic development, we foresee tomorrow will be a presentation on the agricultural fund, on the micro and small and medium enterprise fund. Jakova Innovation Center presents a great linkage between the private initiatives or entrepreneurship initiative of small businesses with the supporting infrastructure that it will offer. We already have applied with the European Commission on establishment through ERED program on establishment and investment promotion office only for Jakova. We also plan to develop through PPP technology park and craftsmen and ornaments that we believe there is a great potential because of the cultural and historical heritage in Jakova. Ecozone. As I stated earlier, Jakova is the border with Albania. Prime Minister rightly said that this zone has been a zone that, as we say, has been cursed because of a lot of fightings, a lot of harassment from the Yugoslav army and the Serbian army. Now all the liability can be turned into the asset. It's one of the most beautiful areas that I've seen. Maybe it's my homeland, but I also believe that anyone who visits the border area of all 11 villages that are listed in border with Albania could see the great potential that this area has to develop further. This is the line that we've seen, as I said, 51 kilometers. What can be developed in the ecozone? We seek a feasibility for all the 11 villages. We have a problem of internally displaced persons that come from this zone, people who have property and are social cases. With additional training and with additional investment, these people can turn this area into very attractive, not only for visitors from Kosovo, but also from abroad. Renewable energy. There is a potential of a project that will be presented tomorrow, Konosheci Lake, with two derivatives, two hydropower plants, that are, the study go back all the way to 1970, and the newest study of the World Bank that has been conducted in 2003 that foresees a very good feasibility for this project. Wind and solar, because it's a quite high altitude, there is we are a municipality with many sunny days, but also the wind at that level. Ecotourism, investment on guest house, organic food processing, recreation activities. Youth and culture. As the town has been abandoned or is in the process of being abandoned by young people, we seek more investment and more focus on the programs that will keep youngsters in Jakova, will give them a reason to stay home. Jakova Fit for Children, I would like to thank UNICEF for being involved in this project with us and actually declaring municipality of Jakova a pilot project, Jakova Fit for Children, that will be presented shortly. House of Culture, the place that we are right now, you don't have a theater like this in Pristina. This is fact. It's not that I'm talking emotionally. This is the best theater in Kosovo that was built a long time. But we see now a potential to improve this theater, but also the House of Culture that we are right now. Return the gallery and the cinema that are no longer here. Youth Center, multifunctional, that we have identified the building. Museums, we have only one semi-functional museum, ethno-museum. Tomorrow will be presented projects that will bring more value to historical and musical museum. Sport infrastructure, we have applied with the Ministry of Local Administration for a stadium of Laznimi, but we also have a series of projects that will improve sports infrastructure with primary and secondary school in the municipality of Jakova. What's tomorrow's agenda? Tomorrow's agenda will be mostly about presentation of funds that I mentioned, economic development, that will present how we plan to support micro, small, and medium and artisans. Infrastructure, there is a ring that has been planned that we will present a project around the city of Jakova that will link all the main roads from Pristina to Peja, from Peja to the Chafmorin, and from Chafmorin, or how it's well known, from the border line with the highway, hope it's going to turn into a highway, with the main road with Prizren, and then Prizren-Pristina. The other one is the infrastructure project of Krena sewage system. Krena is the main river that runs through Jakova in approximation of 12 kilometers. There is a project in place that to prevent all of the wastewater be sent to Krena, but have a special system to treat the wastewater. Healthcare, 2 social buildings will be presented, main center of primary health, and also in good governance. We foresee that in order to be able to facilitate the free economic zone, in order to be able to increase transparency, shorten bureaucracy, be closer to citizens, Jakova needs to engage in very serious projects, starting from the municipal building. Improve in energy efficiency, improve in the space. Today we have directories that are spread in 3 different buildings that we see that there is not enough efficiency. Bring them all in one building, but also offer the space for citizens that is direct communication and offers the open space. This is one project. The second project is improve the place that is known as Pazari, or a bazaar in Jakova, and that bring part of it administrative space, and the second part include bring the life to the economic activity that used to be there. And definitely our digital city idea and vision goes through the project that includes electronic municipality, the flow of information of municipality with all the important actors, citizens, in particular with health and education. Why do we need this conference? We need to bridge the gap between what we have found as a new government with 5.4 million debt inherited, in approximation of 14 million euros, projects started or semi-finished, basic infrastructure need that I presented, and disputed property issues on economic development. What's the potential? Potential for us is turn all of our liabilities into assets. We believe that we can do that. We definitely believe that there is a great potential in Jakova that has not been used, it's just the approach. The fact that we have here Prime Minister, ministers, that we have different stakeholders, the embassies and development agencies, gives everyone in Jakova a great confidence that these projects are doable, and then Jakova next year will definitely be a much better municipality, going further to a faster development. Unë ju falenderoj gjithëve për vëmendjen, shpresoj që çdo gjë që u prezantua këtu kishte kuptim dhe shkon në linjë me vizionin e përgjithshëm për zhvillimin e komunës Gjakovës. Dëshiroj edhe një herë ta falenderoj kryeministrin, ministrat, ambasadorën, drejtorët e agjensive zhvillimore, asambleistët e Kuvendit Komunal të Gjakovës, mysafirët, përfaqësues tek dhe gjithë tjerët që besuan dhe ju intereson komuna e Gjakovës. Besoj se së bashku ne të bëjmë Gjakovën